I was in a mountain called Yangmingshan. It's a national park. It's beautiful. Yeah, isolated. And I lived in a tent then. It's so cold, so cold, so cold. Very, 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 very cold. And it doesn't feel like the mountain is very high because you keep driving up, 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 the slope slowly ascended. So when you were in the top of a mountain, you don't feel like it's very high. And some part of the top of the mountain are flat. Yeah. So a long time ago, some people had house on this mountain. They are not allowed to build anymore nowadays, of course, because it's became national park. It's become so flat, I had a little so-called house in the Yangmingshan mountain. And you have to walk very long way, driving up to the top already, and still have to walk up at the steps. I don't know how many thousand steps, or at least hundreds of steps, and then walk along again and steps again and walk again. I don't remember how long. Maybe at least it take 有没有人记得？20分钟，从下面这已经屋顶了啊。OK，20分钟是你们走的，我走的话最少40分钟。I just asked, and your Taiwanese brother told me that took 20 minutes, but we are already at the top, and then it will take another 20 minutes to walk up. I say it's his 20 minutes. For me, it's maybe 30, 40 minutes or 1 hour. Some of my assistants say 1 hour because she walk and then she has to take a rest in between. Yeah. Over there is truly nothing, but it's a big flat land, big enough for me. They have even a bamboo grove on it, flat. Yeah. And the Taiwanese Taipei disciple surprised me with a 6-corner kind of house. And the bedroom is on top, hidden. Yeah. And then downstairs there is a big enough for me. Of course, I'm a small person, so whatever they build is big. It's like a pavilion, You saw it sometimes in some of my cooking show that they show, or some of the show they show where I do some painting, and that pavilion, yeah. And on top there's a bedroom small, and then they even make a water sprinkler system on top of the roof, because they are so loving. One of the brother of yours, he went to Australia already with his family, yeah. But he built that with the other brother and sister from Taipei or other part also, but mainly it was him. He's a builder, so he built that. They make a sprinkler system on top of the roof because they heard one time I said that I love rain. So that's his magical raining system for me. It also cool down the roof, in summer, yes. So we don't have aircon or anything. I don't remember that. We have fan, yeah. And I cook on the pavilion, the pavilion is all empty. There's no screen, no door, nothing. And I remember the mosquito, a lot of them in this bamboo grove, but they never touched me, never. And I don't remember any of the nearby assistant to me has ever been bitten by the mosquitoes. But I saw them, group of mosquito, dance, dance groups together in different places in the bamboo grove. I saw that. But I just saw it a few times because I don't notice them, because they don't bother me. It's funny. And nowadays, they even beat me in the city. Yeah. Anywhere. It's funny. I don't know if my blood became sweeter or my karma became more attractive. Could be both, huh? Yeah. I really love that place. When I went up there before, I didn't have a lot of disciples then. I was working for the refugees from there and then going down. That's why I had to leave that place. I never wanted to leave that place. I feel like I'm so very detached from everything in the world. from anything that I wanted. It's a very simple place. Just have a bedroom. I don't remember have a bed. Just sleep on the floor, and they have water connection, electricity even. Can you believe that? Magical people. This group of people. I remember. He was a builder. He was a well-off person in family. They cannot offer me any money. I don't accept. So they just went up there. Yeah, that place is a private land, I think. I don't remember asking. I presume that is a private land because there's a bamboo growing. There's a big grove in it. And there are other fruit trees as well. You know, these are old time when people already have it before it became national park. And of course, the government still allow them to continue to cultivate or plant things or build a little hut. They cannot build big house with concrete and cement and all that, but a little wooden hut to be okay. Nowadays, I heard that it's a long time already, and a typhoon kind of damaged some places, and they wanted to go up to repair it. But I say, wow, it's such a long way, you know, very difficult to bring the material and all that stuff. So forget it. I don't think I ever have that luxury to live there again. So I just don't want them to waste their time, you know, just use it to meditate. That's what I told them. I'm not sure if meanwhile they sneak up and repair it or not for souvenir, you know. For later generation, when I die already, then maybe they sell ticket to come up to visit, you know, here, the master Ching, you know, she lived here before. Look, here's her shoes. There's where she cooked, you know, that's what they do with a dead person. Houses or residence, right? Okay. I imagine there were maybe throng of people, you know, walking up these difficult steps and long way up, and then paying homage or take photos or touch here, touch there for blessing. Maybe they make a statue of me standing in the middle of the room or something, greeting the tourists. That is a 20 minutes walk from already on top of the mountain, you know, where you already park your car far away, you know, because your car cannot go up and you have to climb up many steps already. And then you can continue going further. Yes. I used to have a little storeroom there, you know, 2x2. You know, they use some metal sheet, you know, to cover around, you know, just to wrap around and then put a roof on top. I used to live there next to a stream. We have a stream there. That's what I loved about it. I didn't have a lot of money at that time. And then we bought that place, borrowed some money from a brother. I repay already, even though he didn't want it, but I repay. I said, I don't take anything, so please accept it. It's not much. It's very little money to buy that little place. And we're not allowed to build anything. So just a few sheets of metal, they somehow connect it together, make it into a square room, and a few sheets on top. You know, easy to demolish anytime. And then we have a big tent, you know, make it a canvas tent, you know, with bamboo stuff, whatever we have. Even at that time, we're already working. We're in a small group, but already working. You know, we're distributing leaflets or small leaflet news for people or for the disciples, so they continue to study the teaching and continue to be inspired, you know, and encouraged to meditate, and to keep the vegan. At that time, it was vegetarian. I don't ever drink milk, and I never thought of milk as something bad. Later, I saw how devastating, how cruel, how inhumane practice of keeping cows in small pens without any turning around possibility and chain and all that. Oh my God. Then I don't let them drink milk anymore. Even milk may be considered vegetarian. Yeah, it's not killing, but still the treatment of cows is so inhumane. It's not the way I saw it in my country. You know, Vietnam. We don't do that. Yeah, the cows or the ox, they just roaming around in field, yeah? And maybe they help with the hard work, carrying things for the farmers or plow in the field, during season. Now and then in season, they have their own house, they go in there and they coming out in the morning with the cow boy and then go grazing, mostly leisurely and well fed, well taken care of. Yeah, because the farmers in some rural areas, they depend on the cows and the ox, so they treat them very nicely. Yes, there's never beating or forcing of any kind. Not that I saw, okay? And when I was in India, I saw the cows running around everywhere like people. And if a cow or ox, happen to be having a nap in the middle of the street or even highway, all the cars stop. You know that, right? Even if you don't see it, you saw it in films. I saw it with my own eyes everywhere I went in India. Cows are respected and loved like people. They even touch the cow's feet or touch the cow's, behind. And then they put their hand on their forehead as a sign of respect. Because in India, according to Hinduism, cow is holy. They give milk to children. In those times, we didn't have many facility or alternative. So the cow give milk to many children and raise them up. So they consider the cows like a surrogate mother, like a second mother in India. And still nowadays they do that. When I was there, they do that. Yes. And they feed the cow too for whatever they have. Sometimes they have leftover vegetable, they just throw it on the street, the cow eat them. And the cows are free to roam anywhere. And people have to give way to cows, not cows give way to people. All the cars stop until the cows finish with his or her siesta and stand up, stretch out, and lazily walk into the meadow next door or next to the street and graze around there or lay there. Yeah, that's what I saw. So I have never thought the milk can be anything harmful. And also, I studied Buddhism before. When the Buddha first came out of his samadhi, he was very weak because he was following the extreme kind of practice that he learned from someone else. They say they have to really starve themselves, don't eat, don't drink, and that. Just meditate, and then they get nirvana. Later on, the Buddha realized that it's wrong. And then he stepped out of that, and then the first person he encountered was a lady who gave him some milk to drink. And that's how he regained his strength. And he continued to go learning and practicing more. And that's how I thought milk was okay. But later, when I see the modern time, animals industry is so inhumane, so wicked, so gruesome, so barbarous, that of course we don't take that anymore. And if any of you still did not get it, then you have to watch these films, the Dominion, watch Peter's film, watch Earthlings, watch Conspiracy. We advertise them for free anyway on our Supreme Master Television, and you can watch them on Netflix, or this similar film about the abusive, the extent of cruelty, the extent of abusive practice that the people do to the innocent, helpless, defenseless, gentle animals. Show it to your friends. Watch it with them, even though you will cry and you scream out loud from seeing their suffering, but you watch it with your friends. Those who still eat meat and drink alcohol, even drink and drive and all that. You show them all of these consequences. I know it's gruesome. I could not even watch it without screaming. Sometimes I have to watch in many sections in order to finish the film, so that I can tell you, so that I can tell them to advertise it on our STM TV. We don't advertise the whole gruesome things because it's too sensitive for the children. But we advertise their film, the title of the film, so that the people can find it and watch it themselves. and so that you can show it to other people in your capacity. Don't rely only on me alone. Don't rely only on Supreme Master TV alone. Because in some corner, people don't know our TV exists. Don't rely on us. Don't rely on me alone to save the world. You save the world with me. Okay? I told you that 53% it came from master power, through the lectures, through the things that she embedded on the host, through the God's blessing together. That's a Supreme Master Television, bless the world. But every drop counts in the ocean. Every drop makes the ocean. So please, save the world with me. Help the animals who are suffering without anyone to rely on, without anyone to defend for them, without a voice to speak out, to scream out for their suffering. Every time I cannot bear, I have to block my intellect many times. Otherwise, I'll be crying all day and suffer so much, knowing the suffering of the animals. I have to block some way, otherwise I cannot function. I cannot work for the Supreme Master Television. I cannot work for you. I cannot work for the world. I have to be strong and tough, but I'm not always tough. In the corner of my room, my cave, alone, I cry many a time just to release some of my anguish. Yeah, I just cry naturally without thinking, without even knowing that I'm crying. Please do help. Help in any way you can. Show your friends a gruesome practice of animal industry, of how we as a human lost our humanity, lost our humane quality, lost our compassion, lost our sympathy. We lost everything if we lost love.